It's 3 a.m. You're staring at the ceiling. Your phone is face down beside you because you promised yourself you wouldn't check it. Your mind is racing through a conversation from 6 years ago that nobody else remembers. You feel broken, but you're not. You're doing something your ancestors did every single night of their lives. For most of human history, nobody slept in one solid block. Nobody expected to. The 8-hour, lights-out, uninterrupted sleep you're chasing right now didn't exist for tens of thousands of years. And the version of sleep your ancestors actually had might explain exactly why you're awake right now. Start with the fire. Not a metaphor, an actual fire, burning low, somewhere on a cold stretch of land 40,000 years ago. Around it, bodies are curled close together. Nobody is fully asleep. Nobody is fully awake either. This is the world before electric light, before clocks, before the idea that darkness meant off. Historian Roger Ekirch spent years digging through old court records, diaries, and medical texts, and he found something strange. Before the industrial era, Europeans didn't talk about sleeping through the night. They talked about first sleep and second sleep. People would go to bed a couple hours after sunset, sleep for 3 or 4 hours, then simply wake up. Not from a nightmare. Not from noise. Just wake up, in the dark, wide awake, for an hour or two. What did they do with that hour? They prayed. They talked quietly with a partner. They tended the fire. Some got up and visited neighbors who were also awake in their own version of the same gap. Then eventually they drifted into second sleep until morning. This wasn't insomnia. This was Tuesday. So why does this matter to you? Lying there right now, furious at your own brain for waking up at 3 a.m. because your body might still be running that same program. Sleep researcher Thomas Wehr ran an experiment in the 1990s that accidentally proved it. He took a group of people and put them in a room with no artificial light for 14 hours a night, every night, for a month. No screens, no lamps, just darkness, the way it would have been before electricity existed. Within weeks, something happened. The participants stopped sleeping in one long stretch. They naturally split into 2 sleep periods, with an hour or 2 of quiet wakefulness in between. Their bodies rediscovered first sleep and second sleep without being told to. Nobody taught them this. Their biology remembered it on its own. Here's the part that should really stop you. During that quiet middle-of-the-night wake period, Wehr's subjects showed elevated levels of prolactin, a hormone associated with calm and relaxation, similar to the state some meditators describe reaching. Their brains weren't panicking in the dark. They were resting in a completely different way. It wasn't a malfunction. It was a second kind of stillness your ancestors had access to and you don't. Now think about your own version of that hour. You wake up, but instead of quiet firelight and a low murmur of conversation, you reach for a screen that blasts blue light directly into your eyes. Instead of stillness, you get a feed. Instead of prolactin and calm, you get notifications and a spike of cortisol. You're doing the ancient thing, waking in the night, but none of the ancient conditions are there to catch you. No wonder it feels like torture instead of rhythm. But sleep wasn't just split in 2, it was also communal. And that changes everything about how it felt. Anthropologist Carol Worthman studied sleep patterns among hunter-gatherer societies, including groups where people still sleep in shared, open spaces rather than sealed private bedrooms. What she found is that sleep in these communities is loud, social, and constantly interrupted. Someone getting up to feed a fire, a baby fussing, low conversation drifting across the group. And yet people report feeling rested. The difference isn't the number of interruptions. It's whether you're alone when they happen. You, alone in a dark bedroom at 3 a.m., interpret every wake-up as a crisis. Isolation turns a normal biological event into a private emergency. Your ancestors, surrounded by breathing bodies and a warm fire, interpreted the exact same wake-up as nothing at all. Same biology, completely different meaning. There's also a theory about why humans evolved this fragmented sleep pattern in the first place, and it isn't comforting exactly, but it is fascinating. For most of human history, sleeping in a group in the open was dangerous. Predators didn't stop hunting at night just because you wanted to rest. A tribe that slept in one deep, unbroken block for 8 hours was a tribe that could be picked off in silence. So evolution may have built in a safety feature. Someone is always slightly stirring. Someone is always half listening. The gap between first sleep and second sleep wasn't wasted time. It may have been a built-in night watch, rotating naturally through the group without anyone assigning shifts. Biologist Charles Nunn has pointed to similar patterns across primate species, where sleep architecture seems shaped as much by predator risk as by rest itself, which means the anxious, alert, can't quite relax feeling you get during a 3 a.m. wake-up isn't a glitch. It's an inherited alarm system. Your brain thinks it's on watch. It's just standing guard over an empty bedroom instead of a fire circle full of sleeping relatives. So what changed? Why did humans go from two-part socially buffered sleep to expecting one unbroken block alone in a dark room? The short answer is the light bulb. Once artificial light became cheap and constant, nighttime stopped being empty time. It became productive time, social time, entertainment time. Staying up later got compressed against having to wake up for work, and the middle of the night gap, the quiet hour of prayer and fire tending and murmured conversation, got squeezed out entirely. Society decided that one clean, unbroken block of sleep was the only normal way to rest, and anything else became a disorder with a name. That's the twist most people never hear. Waking up in the middle of the night isn't a symptom. It might be the default setting your body has carried for 100,000 years, one that modern life simply forgot to make room for. This doesn't mean you should get up and start a fire at 3 a.m., but it might mean you can stop treating that wake-up like a 5-alarm failure. Sleep researcher Matthew Walker, whose work built directly on Ver and Ekirch's findings, has noted that the anxiety about waking up often causes far more damage than the waking itself. The panic, not the pause, is what steals your rest. So next time it happens, eyes open, room dark, mind suddenly awake for no obvious reason. Try something different. Don't reach for the phone. Don't check the clock. Don't spiral into calculating how many hours you have left. Just lie there. Let your mind drift the way it would have around a dying fire 10,000 years ago, surrounded by people who weren't worried either. Your ancestors weren't better sleepers than you. They just weren't alone with it, and they weren't afraid of it. The gap in the night wasn't the enemy. It was simply part of the rhythm. And maybe the next time the ceiling is the only thing looking back at you at 3 a.m., that's not your body breaking down. That's your body remembering something it has never actually forgotten.